Big hood in the building. What up? How about the boys? The Dallas Cowboys, that is. What up? What up? What up? How about the boys? What up? How about the boys?
Yeah, boys. We talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
We back.
We back.
Big Hud in the building.
So I think I figured out why I'm out of breath all the time. Just the little arm movements and shit I'm doing. I don't think it's because I'm actually nervous to do it. I think it's just I'm really out of shape and I'm moving slightly.
I mean, Big Hud will do that to you.
Yeah, Big Hud just gets you jacked the fuck up, son.
All right. Where can they find us online? Come on now.
Let me give Big Hud some love first so he doesn't sue our asses. But hey, if you are trying to find us anywhere else other than how you're listening to us right now, if you want some more of us, head over to the IG at Dallas Cowboys CanFan. The number one Dallas Cowboys page on Instagram.
In Canada and the United
Fuck,
States. And this
not
is
in
factual.
Canada, worldwide.
We're global. This is a global movement. The number one Dallas Cowboys podcast.
Before I get you to say the YouTube, I got a quick question for you guys about the are we gonna have to rebrand? Are we gonna have to go Cowboys CanFan eventually?
I think we are. I think so.
I mean, let's if we're gonna pull the curtain back just a little bit.
Yeah, just to let people know if it does happen.
If it does happen, we'll let you know, and we're gonna have to make that decision soon. Because we're getting close to that 100.
Cowboys CanFan sounds it rolls off the tongue. It rolls off the tongue a lot better than Dallas Cowboys.
You know, and we're not going to run into any. Look, we'll worry about it when Jerry Jones sends his first cease and desist letter. Okay.
Okay, who do you think, Jerry Jones or Big Hud?
Oh, Big Hud's already been sending them.
Fuck Big Hud then, giving them a shout. Well, hey, where can you find the YouTube at there?
Right now,
AJ?
you got to search Dallas Cowboys CanFan, and we're going to keep it that way until we can actually solidify our name, and then we'll let everyone know who gives a damn.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. We're kind of switching around times. I think we're starting with morning.
You know
right
what?
Now, or we're going with morning.
Yeah, we're having our own debate. We're trying to be analytical, and we're trying to figure out the best time to drop. But just basically Tuesdays is when the videos start flowing, and we're coming up with about 5 clips a week, just little segments. So if you don't want to listen to our dumbasses talk the entire time, you can just come
many clips. Sweet,
many
that's
clips.
awesome. It's starting to progress for sure.
That's right. So, moving into our first segment of the day, and you know what? I think that was a really good intro. It was nice and tight.
I thought it was really good too, and I had some new lower third actions for
Did you not use them?
I used them.
Oh, nice.
I used them. Look,
so they were popping up.
They were popping up.
Like and subscribe. Hit the notifications.
Subscribe, hit that notification.
In fact,
hey, am I raising the roof on them right now?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not. I didn't even say like and subscribe because I
you could
saw
see
it roll up. So but you're hearing.
You
it
have
now,
to say like and subscribe though. It's part of the.
Well, it almost worked out better that he didn't because now we've said it 10 times.
But here's the other thing too that I want to say something about. Let Big Hud come for us because right now we ain't monetizing this channel, so we're gonna be rolling until we want to monetize. And you know what? Because we're out here for the fans, we might never monetize.
Well, that's bullshit.
100%. We just for the record, we will sell out 100%.
100%. We're just waiting for that big fat check until we can brand ourselves with everything.
Oh, get Manscaped. I hear it all the time. Give me the lawnmower 3.0. I want to trim my boys. I want to manscape myself. That's a big one that's going on.
Magic spoon.
Tired of clipping his balls with his head trimmer.
My head trimmer. It's like I go from my head to my beard to my balls, and sometimes I don't know what
head
order.
as in
like my.
Do you ever do this?
Yeah, no.
Hey, honey, come look at this, and then you just shave your whole body right in front of her.
Well, this is not a perfect segue, but what is the first thing we got going on in Cowboys Nation here today?
All right, so today, I mean, you've been saying it since the beginning, and it's kind of jacked me up every time. Like usually when I see clips, I'm like, yeah, okay, you're picking and choosing clips. Not you, but people when they're putting out like highlights. But it's starting to pay off in dividends, and I don't know what that really connects to what I'm going to say here, but Ezekiel Elliott is ignoring the media. He's all business this off season, and this is from Connor Livesay of Blogging the Boys.
I don't believe that guy's name.
So the only thing I don't like about this statement of ignoring the media, how the fuck is he ever going to hear about the CanFan podcast, son?
Damn. And you know what? I don't think you consider this media though, right?
No, we're entertainment. But I love it. I like that he's blocking out all the noise. I think he's maybe you always hear the term maturing when you get a young player come in and say maybe they might be a little immature. Maybe Zeke. I'm not saying he was immature, but maybe he was living the fast life a little bit, and maybe he was not as engaged in off-season activities as he could have been. And when you keep seeing articles like this and you're hearing that in OTAs he's killing it, and he just seems focused this year.
I think when you're a younger player, you have natural talent. You don't really have to rely on doing much to your body. Like, you see some of these guys who come into the NFL or even the NBA, I can use that as an example just for young players coming up and having natural skill, and then they have to start putting on the pounds and putting the effort in. And I wonder if because he's in his second contract, right?
Yep.
This is when, people start saying you're not going to be as good as you were, and they start doubting you. So do those doubts start leaking in, and you start wanting to
You got to elevate your game. Yeah. You got to elevate your game, which by all means, from the rumors, but everyone's going to say this about any player on their team, especially one of their highest paid players. They're not going to say, oh, you know what, he looks unfocused and out of shape. You're not really going to hear that. You're going to hear he's focused, he's in shape. But from all accounts, it seems legit at this point.
Do you pick him as your who? Okay, what Cowboys are you picking first round in the fantasy draft?
No matter what, are you talking about ours?
Yeah.
Well, Zeke's going to be gone. I have Amari Cooper. I doubt.
Why would Zeke be gone? Who has him?
It's a keeper league.
Keeper league.
Yeah, but who has him?
I thought we said it was Joey. I don't know who has him, but guaranteed if you have Zeke, you're keeping him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But let's just say for the sake of just fantasy talk, if any other league that's a snake draft where you start off, you have anyone you can pick from, I am 100% taking Ezekiel Elliott. I don't care if I'm drafting first or 12th. If he's on the board, I'm taking him.
That's why you're the host of the #1 Dallas Cowboys podcast in the world.
Yeah, I'm taking him.
Wow, baby.
Hey, before we jump into something the next one, I just want to say, you know what? We hold ourselves credible when we fuck up on the podcast, right? And we kind of, stormtrooped our way through the Jordan Brand segment last week, just kind of like a bunch of bumbling idiots.
I don't think any of us knew that
I had never heard the term Jordan Brand before.
I was like, yeah, Air Jordans, 1990s.
So we just were like, oh, well, maybe Dak's the first guy. Well, our boy at the All Even podcast kind of was like, bro, just Google it. It's not that hard. So I did go ahead and Google Jordan Brand NFL players, and there's actually quite a few popular players that are on the Jordan Brand. like
the entire fucking world. Randy Moss is on the Jordan Brand.
Michael Crabtree.
You got Devontae Adams, Clay Chasepool, fellow Canadian, woot woot.
Marvin Harrison, old school gangster.
There's just a bunch of people. So
yeah,
even your boy T.O.'s on it.
So I mean, I'll say when we fucked up, and well, there you go. I don't know if they can see the screen right now. There's your Jordan Brand.
Oh, I got the screen up.
There's your Jordan Brand players.
Alshon, the shitty Philly.
Before we brought anything else up, I just wanted to say that when we fuck up and bumble, I'll go back and say we fucked up and bumbled.
But you know what? If you're coming here and expecting that,
expecting research and
analytics
checking, guess what we're gonna do? And you know what? Who knows if we go back if we play back the tape, we were in a very engaged conversation, and sometimes you want to step away from the screen, so we're not going to Google everything.
And like you said, if you're coming here for stats, I don't think anyone is. I think they're coming here. We all show up an hour early. We crack some drinks. We have some drinks. We go over what we're going to talk about, and then it's just pull down the pants and go.
We restrict our conversation for you. But you know what? Honestly, thanks for calling us out. Love
getting called out.
Oh, absolutely.
I love getting called out, and I'm shameless. Like, is that the right word? I have no issue going back and
you're
saying,
shameful. That's for sure.
I'll say we'll go back and we'll correct it.
Yeah. But anyways, you know what? I guess for media purposes, if we want those media passes, we should be.
Well, guess what? We're
getting a little better at this.
We're less journalisms. We're keeping it real.
Journalists.
We're less about journalism, and we're not journalists. We're about the rawness, and
we're YouTube journalists.
Look, I've been called a great locker room guy.
Yeah.
So and you know what? I think we're a great tailgate team as well. So
oh shit, yeah. Watch out for us at your local tailgate, son.
2021, 2022 season, baby. Dallas Cowboys CanFan, maybe future Cowboys CanFan pod coming to your local tailgate, and we're a great tailgate crew.
Shit, yeah.
Hey, look, as long as we keep putting money into this and not getting any in return, we are going to be invested in getting that money back somehow.
Somehow, some way.
Okay, let's move on to kind of a tandem topic here. Top wide receivers, top running backs.
Tandems, though. So
Tandems.
we're talking like top 1-2 punch for receivers and then top 1-2 punch for running backs.
Exactly. So, are the Cowboys in both of these lists?
I've looked already, and to me, I
would say yes.
I would say yes. They weren't in the wide receiver one.
No, and the running back one I think is pretty nail in the coffin.
The running back one, it's in the NFL right now. There's not very many like decent 1-2 punches that each guy could start and do well, which I think the Cowboys have. So that was a little easier to decipher. What really threw me for a loop was that they weren't in the wide receiver. I do not understand how you cannot call Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb a top 5 1-2 punch in the NFL.
So it's the same kind of article. I don't know if it's written by the same Bucky Brooks. Let's see if they're both written by Bucky Brooks.
Another fake
Bucky
name.
Brooks.
Bucky Brooks, both of them.
Here's what we're realizing today. Those online bloggers, because I'm not going to call them journalists, they have fake names. They're using aliases.
I actually like Bucky Brooks. He does know his shit.
Okay.
So is this the receiver
like
one
it.
we're on right now?
I'm going to roll through these teams and names pretty quickly here,
Okay.
and then you tell me which one you think is not warranted or that we could swap out for, or stop me when you see that one. Okay,
Roger.
Okay, Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek here, and this is 2 receivers, so it's not wide receivers. It's just tight ends included, right? Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Tennessee Titans, Julio Jones, AJ Brown. Seattle Seahawks, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett.
Love them.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. And the Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson,
I
and
think
Adam
they could
Thielen.
have taken either 4
think,
or 5.
I think 4 and 5 could have been swapped out for show.
Call me crazy.
What, you're thinking Titans?
I am not I love Julio Jones. I don't know that I'm like excited about him in fantasy.
But you got to think though. Now, I mean, I don't think he's a number 1 here. I think AJ Brown might be the number 1, and maybe that's what Julio Brown needs later in his career.
You're very true. Yeah,
Julio Brown.
Their
Did I say Julio Brown?
Yeah, their love child.
AJ Brown. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Fair enough.
But before you jump off this,
Yep.
It's tough to say that the number 2 duo is 2 guys that have never even played together.
Yeah, sure.
So if you're going to put them on the list, like maybe 4 or 5, like number 2 seems a little aggressive.
I agree. And then to come back to your point, sorry, because I totally just derailed that.
all
But
good.
definitely looking at these last 2, Tampa Bay's Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen. I mean, Adam Thielen, sure, he has had a history of some really damn good football. Fell off last year, and I don't know. I'm always scared when receivers have that, or running backs have that kind of down year, and they're starting to get older.
I'm more worried that their quarterback's fucking Kirk Cousins. That's more of my worry. Like the other guy, I don't know. I do not. I think at the end of the year, if you're gonna, now that I'm thinking about it more, I think 5. I think the Vikings are out of there. I don't even think they're. They'll be top 10, but
Yeah, I don't.
Not top
I don't
5.
think. I don't think Vikings are 5.
I don't. I mean, I definitely think Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb are. I mean, shit, man. Even either one of those with Gallup.
Yeah,
Right?
you could. Yeah, it's tough to say, but
And we're not just saying that because we're bandwagon boys.
no, the BWBs they're legit. They're talking just what they feel.
I mean, hang on. There we go.
So
You
going
got
into
me on
going
that.
into
I'm
running
gonna
going
switch
into
it.
running backs.
Yeah, let's flip over to the running back. So
I think number 1, or you just go through, and then I'll just say what I think after.
okay, so we'll
Yeah,
go one by one this time because
I really like
Cowboys
number
are on
1.
this list.
I really like number 1.
I agree. Cleveland Browns, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt.
Unarguable.
Yeah.
They are definitely the number 1. Both those guys could be starters and have 1,500-yard seasons with any team in the NFL.
You know what though? That kid came in the third. They had a couple injuries last year. Richardson.
And he was a fucking baller, too.
It's that type of thing is like, okay, for sure, I'm not doubting these players' talents, but there's got to be something with that scheme that like is like any running back can sit
But
in
maybe
here.
that third string's just one of those guys that's fucking really good, too.
Absolutely.
So you don't. It's tough to say, but at the moment, what do you think? You think they're number one?
Yeah, I agree. I think they're 100% they're number one.
There's not even a close number two, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Number two.
For a tandem, right?
Now, I think this one, if it was a New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram.
Back in the day,
Back
like
in
2
the
years
day.
ago,
Yes.
they would battle for
Yep.
the top one
Yeah.
spot. But, I mean, and Murray's
Latavius
not
Murray
he's
is
not a bad player. Murray's
thing-
not a bad player.
No, the thing with this one is obviously Alvin's the one who's carrying this into the number 2 spot.
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. And I almost think it's, what's their quarterback's name? The white dude, the running dude.
Yeah.
That guy.
I can't even think of his fucking name right now.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Who is their quarterback, by the way?
It's the switch player. I can't think of
gonna
his name.
completely judge him on
Tyson
his
Hill.
looks.
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
Bring up. Give me a full screen.
We'll
look on
go
this-
we'll go
on this.
Taysom Hill. I got some controversy with Taysom Hill.
What about him?
Last year, for 1 week, I think it was week 13, 12 or 13, they had him slotted as a tight end in fantasy, and he
That's
was
right.
playing as starting quarterback.
Yeah,
And
so
he killed it.
And then you could still get all his points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'd hang out with him.
It's not his fault, man. He's just a dude
but
playing some ball.
I think the running back situation, it's more him and Alvin Kamara than it is him and Murray. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Like, I bet you Hill maybe gets more rushing yards than Murray next year.
Like honestly,
I'd bet on it.
What about what's his name? Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, but what do you mean? What about
As
him?
having him, you're talking about.
Don't get Ant started
you're
on
saying
Kyler
I know
Murray.
you hate him.
So you're saying a tandem as like a quarterback. So we're kind of getting off the topic, but you're saying quarterback, running back for running, like running quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kyler Murray would definitely be top 5. Obviously, the number 1 would be Lamar Jackson, without a doubt.
For sure.
It'd probably be Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, maybe Taysom Hill, Dak Prescott, and then I'm trying to think of another.
Do you think this is, and of course we're getting off topic right now, but do you think this is the most scrambling QB roster that we, like, not roster, but
league?
Yeah, like look at all the scrambling, like solid scrambling quarterbacks.
So not really
that are out
like
there right
scramble. They're not. Yeah, they're running. They're not running quarterbacks, but they can get out of the pocket and run. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they can handle. They don't need to stay pocket.
It probably
the entire
is.
time.
I think around the Mike Vick era, people are trying to find the next Mike Vick a little bit more. But there's definitely like a solid 5 to 10 teams now that have a quarterback that if everything breaks down, he can take it.
I think quarterbacks coming up, like any sport, or seeing quarterbacks they like. These kids have an arm. They can also scramble. And for years, it was like, I want to be like, for example, Peyton Manning. And I'm sure before Peyton Manning, there was other people. But like, the scrambling quarterback has always existed, but it's never been.
What do you mean Peyton Manning and scrambling quarterback?
I mean, he wasn't. So
like
they
want to be like a your
you'd be like,
drop
this is
back.
how you play football. But now you're looking at
I think though, like it was so after Michael
Peyton Manning scrambling.
No, but I think you got to look at the year. You got to look at the years. So we're now the reason I think if we're seeing a decent amount of scrambling or not having to be pocket controlled QBs, it's because
This is awesome.
hang on.
Peyton Manning rushing.
go back. Okay, go back to the beginning.
This has to be like his rookie year.
Look at those ones.
You know what though? He looks slow because he's just so tall and gangly. But like, wow, he took it like 40 yards there.
And he's got these little tiny legs.
They just for the 3 minutes they just re-show this 6 times. Nice. This is it's against the Cowboys.
He tricks the whole.
Yeah, he goes to the
defense
right.
here, yeah.
I remember watching this game. This was a great fucking game, man. I think it ended up being like 45-43.
Woo!
That was such a good game.
I got it, Mama. I
Sorry,
got it.
and sorry to say that was against the old
The boys,
Cowboys there.
That was such a good game, man. Because that's when I think the year Peyton broke a bunch of records.
Yeah.
And Romo went Romo went fucking heads up with them. It was such a good game, man. They didn't win, obviously, but it was still a good game.
What was I in the middle talking about before
Sorry, I know.
rudely interrupted? Before you rudely interrupted me.
Something about you were just saying the year.
Okay. I was just gonna say, and then we'll get back to the tandems. But if you think about when Vic and you could kind of say McNabb was in a similar vein, but nowhere near like.
McNabb was definitely a script like a.
But I'm
some pretty
so
sick plays.
If you look at Lamar Jackson or Murray, and any other scrambling or not having, I don't even, what would you call them? Not a pocket controlled QB, but they obviously grew up younger watching Vic, and then they transitioned into that kind of role, right? Because when Vic came in, it wasn't. You had to be a pocket controlled QB.
Yeah, he was completely.
He broke the matrix. Before the dog fighting, he broke the matrix.
But he did for sure.
What we're seeing now is more people who are growing up with the arm skill and the brain to be a quarterback, and then also saying like, well, I'm not going to put my athletics secondary. Like I can incorporate this into my game. It's actually great. And to the original point that you were making, I would guess that in the next, say, it's easy to say 10 years, but just to make it fun, I'll say 5 years. We'll probably see almost every NFL team have a quarterback that it's least scrambling for like 200 to 300 yards a season.
And it should
right?
be. Why wouldn't you want that as your arsenal? The only downside of that is what happened to the Cowboys last year. Dak takes it for a 10-yard run.
Yes.
He gets tackled. He breaks his fucking ankle into 18 pieces or whatever it was, right? So that's the only downside is the quarterback, when they get hit, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is with quarterbacks. It's just you risk your quarterback when he's running getting injured, which it's almost not worth it. You know what I mean?
It's because they're skipping leg day.
Well,
ankle fracture day.
Do you also think it might just be because, like, look, Anth, you play defense. The time you get a chance to rack the quarterback,
you just get
like,
that extra.
I'm
going to
do it. Then.
Well,
like,
and obviously that's why when you, as much as we hate when a QB slides.
I would slide if I was a QB.
You have to. It's selfish of you.
You
to
play
not.
Madden enough. Yeah. You play Madden enough times when there fumbles like every third time.
But not only the fumbles, just the injuries. It's selfish of you to not slide. So anyways, let's get back to the
tandems.
Back to the
tandems.
So what was it? It was the Browns were 1, Saints 2. Coming in at 3 are Dallas Cowboys, which I think they could have maybe fought for 2.
Yeah.
I don't think 3's a bad spot for them.
I think okay, injuries last year plus just the fucking Kamara's history.
He's sick. Kamara's sick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just like, okay, you give it to them. But
no, they had a better
100%. The Cowboys are like, I'm still big on Tony Pollard. I love the guy. I love the guy,
man,
and I love Zeke.
Yeah, it's just that guy's got some wiggle. He does. I don't know how else to explain it. And he's got some fucking wheels. Like when Pollard hits that hole, if there's not someone within, if they don't have that right angle, he's gone.
Are they going to use them as a tandem, or is it going to be Zeke's game and then?
I have no idea.
Tony P comes in when.
This is the 1 year. You just don't know. It depends. If Zeke comes in, this is the thing. If Zeke comes in and say he's revitalized and looking mean, how do you take him off the field? What I would like to see is them use TP a little bit more in quarters 1 and 2, and then maybe have Zeke just come in fresh for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, but do you think he kind of needs to get sometimes
rhythm?
You need to get the rhythm. You need to get your legs. That's why I think sometimes the tandem route can screw up a certain type of back.
Go with the hot hand. You don't take Zeke out for anyone really, but I'm glad that if Zeke gets hurt, we have Tony Pollard that could come in and carry the load. You know, it helps. Our running back position set where unless some fucked up shit happens and they both get hurt, we're looking pretty good at running back.
I was just trying to find, and maybe we can look into I'll bring this up later, but there was a stat about. And I think Ezekiel Elliott was one of the quarterbacks, but the running backs. Yeah, it was definitely about who's the big Henry. The more you have to get him 20 touches to
Zeke's
get the results,
and Zeke's the same.
Right? Like some of these running backs, it's like sure the first 20 touches, that's just all softening everything up, and then then they start to explode.
I'm just spitting out my ass here, but there's the Cowboys' record. After like games where Zeke gets 20 touches. Their record is
Well, I'm sure
If you know the stat,
I don't.
hit us up in chat.
Yeah, if you know the stat, hit it up. But
you could Google it.
But
right?
Zeke,
I know.
Zeke games that Zeke rushes for more than 20 times. The Cowboys' record's a lot better than when he doesn't. Games that Zeke rushes more than 20 times.
Just a behind the scenes look at our producer just Googling it on his Razer laptop.
It might not even show up. I think that's a pre-show.
You know what? Yeah, this is something that we're not going to waste your valuable time with. Okay,
Thank you. You weren't talking to me. You're
talking to the fans, the listeners. I can't say you're fans.
Crack another one, you lush.
Crack them if you got them.
Crack them if you got them. Moving on, let's just finish this list up. Indianapolis Colts, Jonathan Taylor.
No, I honestly forgot we were on the list still.
Sorry, yeah, I mean, we could end it here, but the last two, this one's a bit of a cheat one. They take the three-headed monster.
I don't like it.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
I don't like it.
I think all of those guys are great. I don't want them for fantasy. I might pick one up in a late round.
Jonathan Taylor, I'd take.
I'd take him in number one. I would take him for a number
like flex position.
Flex position would be great.
He'd be a solid fucking
in
flex position.
I had him as one of my number two. I think my number two running back.
He came on strong at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, but it sucked because they have this three-headed monster. Yeah. Anyway, if you can get them in a later round, one of those guys might be good for injury's sake. And then I don't mind this at the end here. The Las Vegas Raiders,
Raider Nation, baby.
Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake.
I think that's a fair spot.
Again, it's another one of those they haven't played together yet, but
they both have. I mean, Jacobs is sick,
very sick,
and then Drake's great number 2.
Huge hogs, both of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By hogs, we mean they own pigs.
They own. Yeah.
Classic pig move, right?
Classic pig. Hey, Adam, I hate to break it to you, we got some spelling error on that Cowboys. It's okay.
No, watch, I'll fix it right now.
Live fix.
What is it?
For the audio listeners, you gotta go to YouTube. And we
Oh, he forgot.
No, it's the Cowie.
It's Cowie Boys.
Instead of Cowboys, it's
Cowboys
COWY.
CanFan.
Cowie Boys.
You know how many people you just sent to the Cowie Boys Instagram now with that?
No. It's just on. It's on the background screen.
Yeah, but if they're trying to add us,
Can't you just type in or?
Yeah, I can type it right here.
Okay. Anyways, okay. Oh, something I think that would be fun to bring up again before we move on to our next topic.
Oh,
Cowie Boys, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was looking right here and I wasn't.
Because it's a cowboy. There we go. Boom.
good.
Fuck you guys. That's how we do it.
That's how we do.
Guess what? We're gonna do it live.
We do it live.
We do it live. Our trip. We're conceiving this.
Oh, it's already been conceived. It's in the womb.
It's already been conceived. It's in the womb. We're going to be going to a potentially. I'm not okay. Good point. The KC game is a rich ticket. That's
They're all going to any team against the Cowboys is going to be rich.
But it's coupled with Kansas City.
I just think it's also going to be
It's just any team against the Cowboys.
I think we're fucked no matter what. So
this is the thing. But because it's a 5-day split between 2 games, you don't have to pay for food, anything for 3 days.
That's true.
So say you do a Sunday to a Sunday, well, now you're adding 3 or 4 days to your trip. You're better off to spend another extra $100 on a ticket than 3 nights of accommodation and food.
Yeah.
Boom. Argument ended.
Boom. Okay. So
and we get to watch we get to see Patrick Mahomes.
You know what? Stupid. I'm stupid for even bringing it up.
You're going to be jacked up over here.
Okay, here's what we do. We land in
KC.
We're landing in KC for, is it the Thursday nighter?
And any of you
Sunday
businesses out in the Kansas City area that are wanting some sponsorship.
Fine, hunky Canadian. Oh, I thought you were going to say
sponsorship. Hit us up,
We will couch surf.
If you're a Kansas City fan watching a Dallas Cowboys Canadian CanFan
and made
podcast,
it 20 minutes in.
We almost have enough subscribers to get our official name on YouTube.
Shit, yeah, we do.
Okay, sorry.
Well,
Kansas City game is Sunday.
Right?
Kansas City game is Sunday.
We're there.
The 11th, I think it was the 11th.
No, it was like in the 20s.
Okay, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then so it's the Kansas City game Sunday night, and then the Cowboys play the Raiders on Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. There's no other trip. That is the one.
That's a trip. I know. Why are you on air? You're gonna bring this up to us?
Yeah. Well, good.
Well, shaking the feather.
Good content.
What Anthony and I were talking about beforehand, as well. I was explaining to him that I was with somebody. We were looking at Raider tickets, and
Yeah, but Raider tickets in Las Vegas,
they're so expensive right now. For like the last row,
every ticket is
at the top.
Every
of the
ticket is.
Listen, can you hear him getting heated?
I'm getting heated because every fucking NFL ticket right now.
His face is going as red as that fucking.
They're all trying. Everyone's trying. They're putting their tickets up for these fucking insane prices, hoping that some schlub.
He wouldn't even. Okay,
we're gonna be one. We're gonna be 3 of those schlubs.
No, we won't.
No.
Ad finish, and I will.
Okay.
I was gonna say. $1,500 for
but they're I'm just joking.
$1,500. This is how fucking stupid it is. $1,500 for Seahawks versus Raiders in Las Vegas.
Okay, but
For
this
pregame.
Preseason. So this is the thing. So all the ticket prices right now are insane. Like they're jacked up, but I guarantee
what? Who's more jacked up, the ticket prices or you?
Me, because I'm going to explain to you. Anyone buying tickets to any NFL game right now on the secondary market is stupid. You got to wait for the market to set itself. Let week 1 happen, and when I guarantee once week 1 gets closer and none of these people are actually selling their tickets for these prices, they're going to start dropping down. And by week 8 or 9, when we're down in the US and A, we're going to be seeing the tickets. They'll probably settle down. I'd say it's going to be about $250 to $300 per ticket.
And I'm fine with that. And guess what? We're just going to go scalping, right? Like we're going to go.
Well, you don't scalp. What you do, you wait for a day or 2 before the game. You get on StubHub, you get on whatever thing, and people start getting desperate because they're obviously not going to the game. They're trying to get the most value for their ticket, and it's just going to drop. So you got to find that breaking point of just before the game. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it.
Doesn't that show you how long it's been since I've gone to a game? Yeah, you just go find the greasy guy who's standing outside.
No,
I was going to say, welcome to 2021.
I have a good scalper story. We went, Dave Ultros, if you're listening, me and him went down to the Seahawks game one year and we had free tickets. And we gave some guy scalping tickets, our tickets plus $100. And we were like literally three rows from the field. It was awesome.
Oh, so you had tickets and then
we had free tickets.
Upgraded.
Yeah, we just $100 in our free tickets. So $100 and we were like 3 rows up. And we were wearing Tampa Bay Bucks jerseys. It was awesome. Good times.
Would brother Adrian be coming with us on this trip?
I couldn't imagine him not.
I mean, and talking to Nate Dogg might even come if we do the RV.
The thing is, I imagine if we start talking about this now in June, I think we're gonna have like probably 10 people with us by.
I think we're gonna have people come with us just to come on the trip and not to actually go to the game.
Yeah, people won't care about the game.
Well, and then that's the kind of
which is fine.
Question for you: would you rather?
Oh, we lost the TV.
Hang on, I'm bringing it back.
Would you rather have because if Dallas doesn't do as well during the season, this is in November, the ticket prices when you're in KC will go down.
That's why we wait.
So, but I'm saying, like, would you rather have a better record or a cheaper ticket price?
Better record.
Yeah, that was a trick question. If you said cheaper ticket price, I'd be like, well,
I'm already locked in because usually the last couple times I went and bought tickets, I've had Tay with me, so my ticket price was double what I paid. Basically, is that what it felt like? So I'm willing to pay up to fucking $1,200 for tickets, boys. I'm just joking.
And I already sourced our driving. There's a toll we have to avoid, but that's fine because we're gonna stop in Oklahoma City.
Oh man, I would love Oak City, baby.
Cool. No, it's happening.
It's happening. So
those are our dates.
We'll keep you all updated.
And if you have any Airbnbs or if you want to take us in for a Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving
it's
meal.
Before I was going to say the game's on Thanksgiving. Yeah. We end up missing the game because we're eating Thanksgiving with someone.
And Jerry, if you're listening, no problem. If you want to donate,
hook us up with a suite.
If you want to donate a suite and do a live play-by-play, get those extra views.
That's what Jerry Bear Jones.
Jerry Bear Jones.
His Jerry's inner circle. That's what he said. Call me Jerry Bear. All right. Hey, here's a story from a Cowboys alum.
Ex-Cowboy. Yeah.
Now, I don't know, Ant. Do you want to break down the new kind of COVID rules that were thrown out for NFL players?
So I think the COVID rules are basically they need to be vaccinated.
It's like, okay, essentially all of the restrictions that we're in and then a little bit more are for people who are not vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you're free to pretty much roam and do whatever the hell you want. So we have a Cowboys alum, Cole Beasley here.
Yeah, the Bees.
Says he would rather retire than get COVID-19 vaccine.
I call bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's just kind of...
I call bullshit that he won't get the vaccine. I call bullshit that he'll retire over getting the vaccine. He's playing hardball right now. If it gets to season and they go, yo, you need to get this vaccine or you're literally not in the NFL anymore, he'll jab it in his butthole or whatever. He'll get it, guaranteed.
This is what he
That's
said.
how you get the vaccine, right?
Can you fake that you have the vaccine?
Maybe.
Well, here, I mean, the NFL, they are probably going to force to see your medical records.
Or watch you get the jab, maybe.
I want to see
take-
I want to see him get it.
I want to see you get poked.
I want to see you take down your pants and put it in your pee hole.
Is that how the vaccine is?
Yeah.
My take on it is teams have, and the NFL is whatever means it wants to take it can.
Yep.
And players do need to make that decision. In my opinion, I think Cole Beasley is just making a kind of
He's trying to strong arm
stance and a political stance, I guess. The reality is, like, this is going to be stringent, or what's the word?
Stingent.
It's going to be really hard, but it's going to go away essentially once after this year, let's say, right?
Year. So this is with Beasley, like you brought up, the NFL is a corporation. They have employees. The NFL can say, hey, you're going to get this vaccination or you're not going to play in our league.
Well, they're not. Here's the thing: they're not They're just saying, okay,
if you don't have it, you have these restrictions.
We have to treat it as if. And the other side of it, and I don't know if this is the way that Cole Beasley went about it, but even the CDC has said, or one of the people in the CDC, this is the fact that the raw facts you get with us, has said, hey, if you have got the vaccination, you don't have to worry about the people who are unvaccinated. Regardless, though, the NFL still has to treat it as like the pandemic that it's being declared as, right?
Yeah.
So,
you know, the funniest thing about this article, and it might not be this one, it might be the one that was on the paywall,
right?
That instead of they said ex-Cowboys receiver instead of Buffalo Bills receiver.
Oh yeah.
So here it says Buffalo Bills player, but the other one I think it was ex-Cowboys wide receiver
because the Dallas Morning News.
Okay, that makes sense then.
But still, that's how we want to remember our Beasley. The man has great hair, and you know what?
He's a rapper.
He can
Bring up one of his raps.
Yeah, get one of his raps. He actually released raps. Get one going real quick. He released it. I think I tried listening to about 15 seconds of it one time.
Okay, Cole Beasley. Let's see what you got. Turn it up.
Is this him freestyling?
Yeah.
Oh, turn it up, Anth.
I can't. Oh shit. I was gonna say, how the fuck am I supposed to turn it up? I mean, he's reading off something. That's not a freestyle. He's literally holding his phone reading lyrics.
It's like, I would say, like, yeah, man. Wow, Cole Beasley, the NFL wide receivers rapping. But, like, I wouldn't listen to this and be
impressed?
And, like, want to, like, you're like a fucking impression of Eminem, and that's cool. And,
but
like, very good.
The title's the best. Cole Beasley freestyle.
With Bebe.
He's reading fucking lyrics off his phone.
Yeah, this ain't freestyling as far as I know.
Okay, just stop talking for a sec.
He's BB Cole Beasley.
No way. We gotta stop that. We gotta
stop.
stop.
Homie in the background, though. That was the best thing about the video. Look, watch the guy in the background.
Sorry.
Go back to the guy in the background.
Was he digging it?
Midway through. This is all for sure. For show.
Well, there has to be for
No, go back.
They're
go
on
back.
a show.
Go back a bit. Look
This
at his
guy?
face. It's like no, go back a little bit more. Look at him right there. Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way they actually.
You don't really think that. This lady's like, I don't want to be this fucking shot.
Was she hide behind? She's hiding behind a monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, not very. I don't know.
You know what?
I'm
like
over it.
I'm not going to get 3 minutes of my life back.
This is me walking into the living room at Sarah B's house in 2001, and
having
seeing,
joke raps with each other.
Yeah, and having some guy rap and be like, "Oh man, that guy's pretty good. He's on beat."
Yeah,
and then like, getting sidetracked by something else. By some lady.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys CanFan.
Yo, with the Cowboys CanFan, spaghetti.
I don't want us to get canceled, but we're continuing on some COVID.
Some more I mean, it's still hot news.
It's hot news, and we're looking.
And it's still to do with the Cowboys.
It's still to do with the Cowboys. The Cowboys right now are below that 70% vaccination level, and I don't know what that means, but that's what they're reporting.
So I think it means 53-man or 90-man roster. Out of that 90-man roster, less than 70% of them have been vaccinated.
And here's those protocols.
Why is that even news, though?
You know Jer Bear's just like, look, guys, I don't care if you get vaccinated or not.
I just find it's funny that we're at this other part of the NFL season right now waiting for training camp that this even makes headlines.
Yeah.
But it just works so good. We had to tie it into the Cole Beasley not wanting to do it and then the Cowboys having an article out about it. I don't know. My opinion is if you don't want to fucking get it, don't get the vaccination, but then just follow the restrictions.
Totally.
That's it. That's all there is.
And collect your hundreds of thousands of dollars per game.
Okay, exactly.
But I was going to say devil's advocate. Here's the thing, though. From an organization level, you want to have, if the amount of money it costs to continue to get the COVID tests and the type of restrictions that have to be put in place, it's easier for an organization to get the players vaccinated. That's probably why it's being newsed.
But the fact that it's even news that the Dallas Cowboys haven't had 70% vaccination rate yet. They're probably at like 60%.
It's off-season, baby.
Yeah,
it's off-season, baby.
Well, what's that say right there, that Twitter post?
This one right here. It says, Cowboys want to enjoy NFL's loosened COVID restrictions in Oxnard, but recognize getting vaccinated is a personal choice.
Which is sweet. They are going to Oxnard, California to have training camp, which they regularly do. They didn't last year, obviously. And they're going back, which I would at some point, obviously won't be this year, but if CanFan picks up enough, training camp trip would be sweet.
Oh, training camp trip? You know it, dog.
Look, I am, I've just been saving all my CERB, okay? And for anyone else listening out there who's not Canadian, CERB is the free money we got from the government every 2 weeks. But no, I was...
Thank you, Trudeau.
Luckily, none of us had to go on CERB.
No, exactly. I actually did. I got it thrice, and that was in my transition period coming home, and I was locked in quarantine.
From when you were traveling.
Yeah, and I just did a lot of mush. No.
You got CERB because you're an influencer, and like it's so hard for you to like travel and like work.
Yeah, I was like, how my fans can't see me. I'm forced to be home.
I can't go into the woods and take photos with blankets and canoes and trees.
Picnic baskets.
Sir, don't you live in the wilderness? It's not the same.
Hashtag PNW.
Hey, so moving into off football news, do I have the right?
Yeah, I think we've ventured down this route many times before. At this point, when we've all had a couple drinks, it steers away, and I'm okay with it.
And you know what? We're doing really good for time, so we can venture into this conversation here.
Not a fan that out of all sports you picked baseball.
Yeah. I know. Hey,
but it's okay.
And this is Anthony. That's a great point you made because baseball has. I love baseball movies. We talked about this on the last episode. Yep. Baseball movies are probably the best sports movies, in my opinion.
I'm going to watch Sandlot July 4th weekend.
Hell yeah, you are.
Absolutely. Good idea.
And I'm actually disappointed that I didn't put it on my list, so I'm just going to say that.
I know. Full disclosure before AJ gets into this, there's a couple movies I'm mad that I put Varsity Blues on my list over, I had a listener reach out, over fucking Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, how did you do that?
How did none of us have Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, low key, for sure.
Right? So, anyways, back to the shitty sport of baseball. What's happening?
So, baseball has had a problem with just people caring about the game. So, there's been an uptick in home runs, and there's been an uptick in strikeouts, and then a lot of the...
What do they say, though? You know what? We're losing our audience. We got to get some more homers here. Get some more home runs.
No, but this is what they're... But there's been a drop in offensive play in baseball because all it is either home runs or strikeouts. And I'm fucking...
Yeah, post Moneyball with Jonah Hill, everyone's like, yeah, it's all about getting on base.
No. This is not about that. This is about just getting guys swinging for the fences every single pitch instead of the people who will play a ball into field, get someone on base.
Faking a fastball.
Playing the game of baseball.
Playing the game in its purest form. You know, playing the game in its purest form. Look at him check his hair, hat.
Look good. Though.
Adjusting his hat. Oh, he's still not happy. Look at that. He's still not happy.
Change, get it, redo.
This is the behind the scenes look at producer Alex Johnson.
BWB2
fixing that hair.
Moving on with the reality of baseball today. So baseball, what they've done is, for years, pitchers have been known to use substances on their hands, and it's just kind of one of those,
like a wax or something. Like, give us an example.
One of the examples used is
Like crap? They've used crap?
No.
They call it the shit pitch.
They go to the pitcher.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
They go to the bat catcher and say, just take a big steamy shit on my hands. I'll call it crap.
He just puts his hand down low right by
Talking
the
about
ass.
baseball, how did none of us say League of Their Own? That's a great
League of
baseball
Their Own.
one. Fuck.
There's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
No, but so what's happened in baseball is pitchers have been using substances like sunscreen and other and then there's other kind of like more
Why sunscreen?
illegal. It's just better
Slides
grip.
off their hands or something.
It's apparently it gives them better grip on the ball. This is the argument they use. I don't know. It's probably all to get what the argument is that they are spinning the ball quicker. There's more RPM.
Which I can see that. I mean, if you put a fucking oil on your hand, what's going to happen? It's probably going to slide off it, not grip it better.
Well, I don't know, man. This is
Are we going to have to go out here with a couple hard balls here and start throwing some pitches with...
Add it into our combine day.
You're right. No, that might...
What's the best substance to put on your hands? Crap, sunscreen, or oil?
I think the substance allows them to grip the ball in a certain way, whereas if they don't have that substance, they have to grip it in another way, right?
Gotcha.
And so, anyway, some of this is... some of the pitchers are arguing this is for...
What does Beasley say about this?
Writing a rap right now about it.
Yo, the MLB is trying to get me
Sunscreen me.
So I think your biggest thing with this, Alex, isn't the fact that it's happening.
No.
It's the fact that midway through the season, they've implemented rules to go against it. Midway through the season.
That's like playing Monopoly, and then all of a sudden being like changing some sort of rule or house rule. You can't do it mid-game.
So never.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is not that they're going to do something about this. It's that it's such an amateur panic move to like do this in the middle of the season. You would never see our beloved NFL
never
do that. They
wouldn't.
They've had games where it's like the debate of the rule has happened multiple times that season, but they still wait till the end.
It's like the narrative. There's been a couple of years it feels like the fucking narrative is that type of play. You hear it over and over and over. But you ride it fucking out because you don't just bush league it and change a rule.
No.
However many fucking games the MLB's in, they're probably in what games?
And then you're in off season. You're like, you know what? What the fuck were we drinking when we were talking about changing that rule mid-season?
Yeah, you have to just wait.
Let it simmer. Fucking throw it on the table. Let it simmer there a bit.
So how many games in did they change it?
So let's see where we are here with the
Let's
MLB.
check.
And this is the
check the Google.
I don't like it. I think just changing rules midway through season's bush league, in my opinion.
So we are well into
over half.
Like we're about over 60, 70, almost 80 games in. Yeah.
Yeah. So about half.
Let's just also talk about that for a second. Why the fuck does baseball have to play so many games?
Because they want to get home that money from like.
Yeah.
Do you think if it was like one or two or like maybe even 3 games a week like the NHL does, do you think there would be more? You know, there's not a baseball game on every day, so maybe there's more excitement. Maybe you're going to draw more people in by having less games. Maybe it's that argument is less is more working for you in that situation.
That and again, just to bring it back to wrap this conversation up, the NFL is in a great spot with even just adding one more game this season. So, but like every game matters. Whereas the MLB, your team can fucking go shitty for 2 months in a row and still make the playoffs.
Could literally lose a week.
There's no excitement.
7 games in a row, and at the end of the day, if they get on a fucking heater, it don't matter.
The MLB restricts players from showing any sort of like excitement when they hit a home run. They have to get their thumb out of their ass and allow players to celebrate, to be themselves, get personality in the game. It's like the NFL cut back a little bit on their celebrations, but
they
let
brought
it exactly, and they let it go to a point where they were like, okay, we can't have players running into the stands. Right. So, but the MLB needs to understand that.
Bring it back to the Sandlot. Bring it back to the purest form. You know,
I don't know.
What I'm saying.
Whatever the NFL's doing,
You're right, Adam.
I don't know if it's to do with the product or who's running the product. The NFL's killing it. The NFL rating compared to any other major league sport is laughable. The NFL fucking dominates all of them. Maybe not soccer.
What about esports?
Sorry, or esports. We're talking about
and call it football.
Yeah.
There's American football.
American in North America, and the NFL rules the roost.
Look
when
at
it comes to sports ratings.
Look at this.
What about NASCAR? NASCAR.
This is
It
super
kills
telling.
NASCAR.
This is the Adam. If you can bring up my screen.
As you wish.
I can't bring this up because we got. I mean, there's so many pop-ups. Why don't you pay for subscriptions? I can't get rid of that. But anyways, look at this, Ant. Viewership and Adam viewership tends. I'm sure it should say trends there. The spelling error. Come on, Brian Goff.
Let's just look. Hang on a second. Let's just talk about what's really serious here. How many tabs do you have open?
This is
up at the top there. Look how many tabs you have open.
He has to have it.
That's
how we jump around.
This is for the show. I plan accordingly. Okay, but you're right.
So guess what? If you're watching the pod, not listening to the pod, and you want to see what's coming up, look at Alex's tab when it goes to that screenshot.
I'm gonna have to start opening this up on
Who
other
can
tabs.
spot Alex's porn tab?
It's not this
He's
one.
a scat man.
Tricks on you. I have multiple.
I can't read this because these glasses are polarized and it's fucking
So this
screen
line
up.
right here is
You got
the
them at
Super
Walmart. How
Bowl.
are they polarized?
They're polarized glasses. $22, bitch.
That's a good D.
What we're looking at is the viewership trends in millions, and this goes from 1970, 75, all the way to about.
And the top
2000s.
line is the NFL.
Top line's NFL, and you can see
Has always been the.
It's tapered a little, but
I mean, look, the thing of the problem the thing that I think is inconsistent, and maybe I don't know if it says this or not, but like those numbers are just for broadcasting, right? So
no, but this
like
you're right.
what about DAZN?
No, it's all streamed.
Is it all streaming
Yeah,
too?
it takes streaming also.
So do you honestly think that there's more viewership in traditional sports than something like esports, or do you think esports has? I think esports is gonna have the best chance of taking over the NFL. Oh, for 100%.
Because there's and the thing with esports is you can group any person that plays a video game into esports, right? So you have, let's just say for just numbers, 100 games that are all in esports, right? They're all considered their own technical sport, really, right? Whereas the NFL's one product, esports has 100 products. So you're going to bring in more viewership. I think esports could possibly overtake the NFL.
I think we're looking at absolutely.
It has a higher ceiling than the NFL. The NFL basically has North America. They're trying to branch out into Europe, but the NFL has a ceiling.
There is absolutely, but the ceiling continues to grow, and you have to. I agree. These numbers that we're going to continue to go over here are
that we've crunched for days before talking about.
We've crunched for days. These are definitely television numbers, but television is still, at least up to this, it was 2019 is where this cuts off anyways. It's still relevant enough. Even if, regardless, let's just look to 2010 then. But the trend line for Super Bowl goes from 46 million up to 100 million. So, 100% growth.
Yeah.
The trend line for the NBA Finals goes from 1975 down to, say, 7 million here, and it kind of plateaus to 14 million. Again, which is 100% growth.
Which is crazy, though. Only 14 million people.
I know.
For the NBA Finals.
Let's see the World Series of baseball, okay? And hockey's not even on here, by the way. They have fucking Daytona 500 over the NHL playoffs. NBA...
Arena football at one point was more popular than
it was, yeah,
than hockey.
Oh my God! World Series of Baseball, 34 million in 1973. What do you think it is in 2010?
It looks shit.
15 million.
Yeah, so they dropped half.
So it's not unfortunately, and again, baseball's a fun fucking game to watch or not to watch to play.
Yeah, not
like,
definitely not to
historically is fun, but they have a lot of problems that is not based on fucking sunscreen on a pitcher's hand.
100%. But even go about it the right way. Let the season go out. The biggest problem we get back to is that they changed it halfway. About halfway through the season.
About halfway. So unprofessional.
What's the number? Just say the number.
54.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So I guess this is perfect timing to move into Adam TMZ.
You're going to get us sued, bro.
Adam TMZ territory.
Yeah, you know what? Great segue. Slow week in news.
Be honest, did you even try to find anything?
No, I mean, look, here's a couple things. The thing that I've been...
This is your segment. You got to research a little bit.
Listen. There's a couple things. Obviously, there's the Christy Teigen thing and the John Legend and Christy Teigen saying that the DMs from this dude are false. That's newsworthy.
Whoa. Okay.
I literally have no fucking idea what you're talking about. So you have to at least give us some sort of backstory.
So Alex has more of a backstory than me on this. He knows. So I'm going to skip it for a second. So I'm just going to talk about last few weeks we've been talking about the boxing. So there was a YouTube versus TikTok boxing match. A bunch of TikTokers were going against a bunch of YouTubers. The big fight that everybody was talking with was former college basketball player Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall, who's a TikToker. And the thing that's funny is, I mean, if you bring it up, Bryce Hall gets destroyed by Austin McBroom, and he was talking major trash. And there's this one meme that's going out there. He's like, "I'm not even a fighter," and then it cuts to him saying in pre-fight, "I'm a fighter. I've had 40 street fights."
40 street fights?
Yeah, and he just gets...
I mean, I do not like this McBroom guy, but maybe... Do I like him? Like, I don't know who these fucking people are.
Me either. No idea who they are.
Okay, but
Clip to the end, so you have 12-minute video going. We 100% aren't watching the whole
no.
Holy shit, hang on. They got
Bruce
fucking
Buffer.
Bruce... No, Michael
Buffer.
Oh, sorry, Michael Buffer. So there's money in this shit. Like, people love this stuff.
Well, the thing that the reason people are more into this one than, let's say, the Logan Paul versus Money Mayweather is that everyone was throwing bombs on this one.
This motherfucker said he was in 40 fights.
No, go to find the meme where it talks about like Bryce Hall. Just type in Bryce Hall meme, or Bryce Hall knockout or something like that.
I don't even give a fuck. I'd eat both those bitches for lunch.
You think so?
Nom. Well, maybe not right now. They both look like they're gonna have to. If I'm getting out of breath during our intro, I probably wouldn't win very many fights.
Oh, hang on.
Is this it?
Yeah.
What was that little bitch flick there? I think the funnier thing is there's actually people in the stands. There's actually people that paid to go watch this live.
Dude, it was full.
I mean,
this guy shut down fucking a street in Miami, McBroom.
For them both being like just like TikTok. Oh wow, that was a pretty good left.
Popped.
Oh shit!
Why is his hands not up?
They called the fight there?
No, I think it was.
No, they do end up calling.
I mean,
the fight,
for
though.
being like a TikToker and YouTuber, they're obviously trained, but they don't look like they're in bad shape by any means.
It's all for show.
But they're
Just wait. He gets tagged a couple more times.
Oh.
Like that would rock the shit out of you.
He called it there.
Hang on. Just the best part is like I'm not an actual fighter. And then it cuts to him before match. He's like, I'm gonna knock you out because I'm a fighter.
That guy looks like he's rated to. Yeah, if you're gonna talk shit after you get beat up, you gotta remember the shit you talked prior to that.
Look, man, more power to all these guys fucking making money.
Yeah, they're getting
off,
their bag.
You know, like I don't care. I don't love or hate. Well,
I'm indifferent. It's entertainment.
I'll say this: I could even hate that they're doing this, but respect that they're fucking. This is the most exciting thing that's happened to boxing
in
like
ages.
7 years. Is
I'm actually
TikTokers and YouTubers
I'd like
fighting.
to see them get like a team of TikTokers versus a team of YouTubers and play football, full contact football, just to see these fucking idiots smack each other with pads on.
Yeah, I'd like to see them.
I'd watch them play other sports.
I like to see him play some of those lingerie model teams and just fucking watch those girls lay.
They
them
would
out.
probably smoke. Those lingerie chicks would whoop these bitches.
I know they're running around in underwear, but they would fuck you up.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say that.
The biggest thing out of this though is that it's telling fighters that you need to start taking your own shit in control, because you don't need promoters. You should get paid a lot more for what you do, because you're the one fighting.
They're definitely doing it wrong.
Yeah, so if you look at Logan Paul, Jake Paul, these fuckers here who are getting the bag, they're getting
Who
the
had
money.
58 minutes until Adam mentioned one of the Paul brothers.
It's actually 59 minutes. 59 minutes. Okay, so the other big news, though, I will say this.
Before you move on, I just want to bring up this. Okay, I don't know if this is the interview that he said it in. Dana White brought up this point about this whole thing with professional fighters complaining about how much money the Pauls made, Mayweather made, and the Pauls calling out Dana White.
Oh, he got
honest,
lambasted.
I see what they're saying, but I also see what Dana White says, like where he's like, okay, then
Promote yourself.
Then become as famous as
Jake
or Logan Paul.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
His quote here was, imagine if Kim Kardashian wanted to fight Amanda Nunes. It's like, yeah, it would be the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
It would be huge, and no one's watching it because Kim Kardashian is a good fighter. They know what's going to happen. So to go back to like Mayweather and the Pauls, it was either side. You can pull your arguments of who did what and who won and who actually came out the victor without with just being an exhibition. The fact of the matter is, both of these people found a way to make
bank
millions and millions and millions of dollars. And you know what? I watched it. It wasn't like any less entertaining than probably 80% of the boxing matches I've watched.
How much do these TikTok fucks and YouTube fucks get paid for that shit?
Check it out.
Per fight.
Yeah, so Alex is checking.
Did they get it? Is it more than like a million? They can't be a million.
No. I mean, like it's all about the pay-per-views. So the big thing out of that one is that Jake Paul was saying that he would fight Austin McBroom, and I guess after the fight, there's been silence, and Austin McBroom sent out a tweet saying like, "Oh yeah, you're silence," and then Jake Paul responded saying that, "Yeah, your pay-per-view buys were shit. Why would I want to fight you?" Or something along the lines of that.
Makes sense.
So I don't know if there was a lot of pay-per-view buys for the YouTube TikTok one. I mean, the other thing that you got to look at too is that how much are some of these people going to pay? Like, is your audience going to actually pay the things that you're getting invested in?
Yeah, so, this is the you're right, and it's getting look. The younger the audience, the more savvy the audience to circumvent any sort of paywall, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyways, McBroom, sorry, said $5 million on a contract, 4% of pay-per-view sales included.
So he made $5 million for that,
and then he gets
he's still a winner in my books, man. Fucking congrats to that guy.
And another $1 million if he gets a knockout.
And he won the fight. And he won the fight. So
yeah, but look, I would go into a match for $1 million to get fucking punched on. Like,
I would fight by someone in the fucking world for $1 million. Anybody. Jesus. I would stand there and let someone just knock me out.
Even a Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I'd take a Mike Tyson punch for $1 million.
Even the late great Kimbo Slice?
I would fucking take less to get knocked out by Kimbo Slice. Because my NFT of getting knocked out by him would be worth more.
Okay. So before we wrap up, I forgot some of the. As we're talking, I'm like, well, I should have did a little bit of research with some of the news. The big thing that I thought that happened this week, which I thought went pretty amicably, was Call Her Daddy has signed a $60 million deal with Spotify to leave Barstool. And so Portnoy and Barstool are still getting merchandise, right? So there's like a 50-50 split or something like that. But Call Her Daddy went over to Spotify, signed a $60 million deal.
Crazy.
Obviously, and that's over 3 years, so I think it's $20 million a year. huge podcast. Obviously, there was that major controversy last year with.
She's a good-looking girl.
Have you listened to it?
No,
I don't listen to this.
Yeah,
shit.
it's kind of hard to listen to sometimes.
Like the name.
it's kind of like it seems like it's taking the Twitch route, like softcore porn a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of positive sex talk, but the big thing that I thought was interesting about this, and if
Congrats to her though, fucking
Yeah.
congrats.
Fucking A.
I was listening to the Portnoy podcast because I was listening to the Sons and Four guy.
How I
thing.
glucked my way to the top.
Yeah,
She's sucking a lot of
sucking a lot of D.
these.
Yeah,
Glucked actually, it's a form of cooking.
Oh, yeah. Right. Fucking A. Well, hey.
all I was gonna say is I thought on Dave Portnoy's podcast he actually kind of breaks it down and he talks about it and he's saying like obviously she gave Barstool a chance to acquire it, but it just didn't make financial sense for us for the amount. We'd have to play the perfect game in order to make that money back. $20 million a year for the next 3 years. That's what her Spotify account is. But it just goes to show how much power somebody has when you have that audience,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Absolutely.
So
and this is where we're going, boys.
Yeah, we are. So for the bandwagon boys, and are we doing an It's Jerry? Or are we just gonna
Yeah.
we are. Okay, I
hang
fucked
on,
up.
hang
I was
on,
about to
hang
call
on.
us out there.
I don't have one this week. What would Jerry do?
Okay. I have one right here.
Sit down, you fucks.
You dirty scumbags. All right. What would Jerry do? Jerry Jones, owner.
I almost
of the
called us.
Dallas
I almost
Cowboys.
called us out before you
Okay.
did this here.
We go back. Jerry Jones accidentally, gets sucked in. He's doing a lot of research with the military undercover because I got that oil money, son.
Oil.
And this might answer that question, but he goes back in time and he ends up in his shoes, but the NFL doesn't exist.
So what time is he going back to?
He's going back to, when did he buy the Cowboys? 1990? 89. So he's made his oil money, enough he's not
But he knows about football. It's never been.
He just needs to do something. NFL, it's like Back to the Future, but the NFL's been it just never started.
Okay.
There's no football. There's no sport league for him to get into.
Okay.
What?
No sports in general, just no
No
NFL.
sport, no major sports in general. Because I think the easiest transition would be he goes and owns.
Okay, so 1980. So what you're saying, just to break it down for our audience,
Yep.
1989, Jerry Jones has all this money that he made from oil. Instead of investing it into
Creates a time machine?
franchise,
And I better be right with.
what does he spend his money on?
Oh.
What does Jerry Jones do instead of own the Cowboys?
Oh. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay?
I see.
So it's not like he's spending his money. It's like
Gotcha.
Okay. Question.
There's no chance
question.
of buying the team.
can't
Okay,
buy
question.
the NFL team.
Question. So he has knowledge.
No.
He has knowledge because he's going back in time. So he knows in 2021, he knows what's happened in the last.
Oh yeah, like he's worked with the government. He's made this time machine, and they accidentally flick the switch on. Jerry, no, and he gets thrown his
So
consciousness.
80-year-old Jerry is now with 50-year-old
50-year-old Jerry,
40-year-old Jerry,
whatever he was.
So kind of what. We already know the answer. It happened.
This is a Freaky Friday.
It already happened. Did you not see what happened to how Biff got rich? Because old Biff.
No,
came,
but he said there's no sports.
sports.
There's no sports.
He ain't better not.
But
he
I'm
got
just
no
still
sports
still
almanac.
saying, old Biff came to young Biff
Yeah,
and
of
gave him a
course.
great idea. So old Jerry came to young Jerry, and now they fucking invented the internet or invented something to just make him even a trillionaire over a billionaire. Yeah. So he instead of how the internet is today, Jerry gets there, he buys all the rights to the internet, and he fucking puts a monopoly on the internet. So now Jerry Jones, imagine right now, 2021, Jerry Jones owns everything to do with any online searching.
Okay, think about this.
But the butterfly effect, though, if Jerry Jones did that, would the internet wouldn't be what it is today.
But
if he put a monopoly on it.
It wouldn't be Google, it'd be Jerry.
But he had enough money. If he went
Just
back
Jerry
to,
it.
if he went back to 89 Jerry, who had millions of dollars already, they could have came up with it. He would have been able to get rid of
this is what I think Jerry...
This isn't a debate.
Listen to this.
Anth, what do you say, Jerry? What does Jerry do in 1989 when old Jerry comes back to young Jerry.
Put a monopoly on the internet.
Okay, so that's his answer.
I want to further that answer if I can.
No, you can't. Yeah,
no.
You have to.
I want to build off.
He Bitcoined the
No.
internet.
This is what I think Jerry Jones does. He comes back with his 80 to 90-year-old ideas of what the internet is and what Amazon is, and he starts trying to like explain it to people. But he does, so like the internet, it still exists today, but it's totally different. And then you click on the button and it opens your email.
Yeah, it'd be like someone saying, well, why the fuck would I order something from this website when I could just go and buy it? Why would I stream? I can go rent that.
Because it's all online. There's he doesn't know how these things actually do. He just knows how he uses them. And so he's trying to explain to like...
And then you can search a place to drive to.
You pick up your phone and you tap it in with your phone.
They're like, what do you mean? The phone's on a cord. Type it on your phone.
Because the only phone that the only type of keyboard
now.
I've seen, you got to you type in this thing that's the size of a desk, and the computer's 15.
I like that.
That's
so
right.
Jerry comes
sizes.
back, tries to monopolize the internet, and just fails.
But he's got to keep going backwards to be like, because they're like, what are you talking? Yeah, what are you talking about on your phone? So now he has to invent a cell phone, but it's going to be a Jerry. Everything's called a Jerry. It's all called a Jerry.
Jerry goes back. Yeah. Okay. So this isn't my answer, but Jerry goes and he tries to figure out. Okay. Well, how do you make the internet work? And he goes to Google it, but his phone has no service. So he's like, how the hell am I supposed to find that out? So then he spends 20 years searching for the right scientist to help him or the right engineer to find him that.
And by that time, he just ends up going to Jeff Bezos's and whoever invented
that guy, Jeff Bezos. How do I find out who Jeff Bezos is?
But yeah, somehow it ended up just how the world is today. It was because Jerry Jones went back in time 14 times to try to figure out how to do the internet.
He did the whole Avengers thing that Doctor Strange does, and
did it 14 million times.
There's only one.
Okay, my answer to wrap it up is Jerry Jones would know that he's not smart enough, or in terms of like a technical sense. Oh, that was like a...
Was that a burp?
That was like a throat burp. I didn't even burp.
You were bubbling up.
That was a dad burp.
Yeah, it was a dad
Father's
burp.
Day weekend, dad burping it up in here.
Shout out to all the fathers out there.
Shut up, papas.
So Jerry Jones creates the NFL.
Oh, he is going for it.
And he calls it the Jerry Football League.
But this goes back to Alex. This goes back to Alex's thing. Imagine Jerry Jones trying to... I mean... Maybe not so much now. I'm sure he could still do it. He's been involved with it.
He tries to invent football.
Imagine how different it would be.
Because Jerry Jones...
It's called the Dallas Cowboys Football League.
Well, it's the Jerry Coast offense.
Think of it this way. What else would Jerry Jones do?
He loves football.
The only thing he's known in the last... He doesn't know about oil. His other people are doing NFTs and Bitcoin.
Yep.
He uses his phone to search the internet. He's definitely an Apple user, not an iPhone, not an Android user.
Yep.
Sorry, Alex. He would
text him regularly. Always have that blue text.
He would come up and he would create the NFL, and he would pour all of his oil money into creating this football league.
And you know what? I think he'd be successful. But on that note, Jerry, if you go back in time and there's no NFL, don't shoot yourself. Just figure it out. On the bandwagon, boys, and Anth Best, your host, Dallas Cowboys CanFan, the #1 motherfucking entertainment page in the world. We out, Big Hud. Play it upside.